Let's start our digital journey from this important entrance that overlooks Via Vittorio Emanuele, one of the main streets of the historic center of the city of Catania.
People from Catania know what the two great disastrous events that marked the city and the whole Etna territory in the 17th century were, firstly, an imposing lava flow in 1669, and then in 1693 a devastating earthquake, which made a major destruction necessary.
The monastery is an integral part of the city reconstruction project on Montevergine Hill, the highest part of the city since ancient times. In this area there was already a monastery between the 15th and 16th. The disaster was destroyed everything and forced a reconstruction process that occupied the entire 18th century and involved many important artists and architects of the time.
The architectural complex overlooks Via Vittorio Emanuele with this important entrance. Immediately after the earthquake of 1693, the Benedict cloister nuns of the Holy Trinity occupied the northwest part of the block.
Already 1702, there are reports of reconstruction work on the monastery and the arrangement of the internal garden area. The project of the monastery in 1718 was entrusted to Alonso di Benedetto and Giovan Battista Vaccarini, who are two very important names in the reconstruction of the city. Just think of the cathedral, the Abbey of St. Agata, Palazzo Biscari, the seminary of the clerics, and many other examples of religious and civil architecture built in those years and which defined once and for all the Baroque phase of our historic center.
This area was greatly transformed due to the numerous changes that have taken place in these 350 years of history of the building, corresponding to the dormitory and the parlor of the nuns. Unfortunately, it cannot be visited because of the current restorations.
The Palatree was built between 1727 and 1738, designed by the architect of the city Giovanni Battista Vaccarini. The project for the Church of the Holy Trinity was entrusted to Francesco Battaglia between 1746 and 1751. In 1940, an air raid shelter was built in order to take advantage of the strong difference in height, originally used by Catania Police Headquarters.
Visitors may have a view of the apsidal port of the Church of the Holy Trinity. Several buildings were added during the 19th century, which lead to form a new disjoint in front of Via Quartarone, which also show us the beautiful side facade of the church.